Let's discuss conditions on the ground with the senator who visited the border earlier this week, Tennessee's Marsha Blackburn. Senator, welcome back.
Thank you.
Today, all of those senators who were there today talked about the fact that there's an enormous burden on the men and women of the Border Patrol and other law enforcement agencies working there along the border. They're being put in an incredibly untenable situation. What did you see?
When I was in Arizona, I was out with two sheriffs, Sheriff Lamb, who was in Pinal County, and Sheriff Donalds, who is there in Cochise County. And Shannon, what the cartel is doing, the cartel is very sophisticated. They have scouts and spies that are in the mountains. They surveil our local law enforcement and our Border Patrol every single day. They never stop surveilling. So what they are doing is using the coyotes to run the drug traffickers, the smugglers, or the human traffickers where they have gaps in the patrol. And the Border Patrol is exhausted. Local law enforcement is exhausted. And this is all caused by Joe Biden's open border policies. Every official I talked to in Arizona said Joe Biden's border policies have caused this. He basically has broken that border. This is his immigration policy, and it is out of control. It is a crisis. It is a humanitarian crisis, a drug trafficking crisis, and they need to start to re-implement the Trump protocols and go back to building the wall, which is one of the things Border Patrol has said for years that they need because it helps them to do the tight patrolling that they need to do on that border to stop these traffickers. And one of the things that is so tragic is they're making more money trafficking human beings right now than trafficking drugs.
And we have to remember, this is a harrowing situation for people who believe there's a hopeful situation for them here, and they send young children and women and men, all of them potentially abused along the way. This is a humanitarian issue that people should care about, regardless of how they feel about immigration policy. But this is what a couple of the Democratic House members have said about what's happening at the border, what is, and what they believe is not causing the surge.
President Biden inherited a situation where the previous administration had sought to dismantle the infrastructure for processing asylum seekers and settling asylum seekers in the United States.
I know that people who are living in these conditions are not turning on the news to see who's president. They are thinking about what it takes for them to survive.
So they say it is not about a change in policy, that the surge started before President Biden took office, and that it's not connected to the decisions he's made.
I would say that is incorrect. And when you talk to individuals that live and work on the border, they will tell you that is incorrect. It is Joe Biden's policies that have caused this. They heard Joe Biden say, and they will tell you, they heard Joe Biden say in the campaign that he expected 2 million people to come to the border. They're wearing shirts that say, Biden let us in. They're waving Biden flags in some of their encampments. And bear in mind, Shannon, one of the things we have to realize, the cartels have been emboldened by this, and you do not cross that border unless you have gone through a cartel. And the Sinaloa cartel, which is El Chapo's cartel, is what is running that Mexican border just there meeting Arizona. 50% of all the drugs you find on U.S. streets are coming through Arizona. I-8 and I-10 are now basically the fentanyl freeway. And until they get this border under control, every state is a border state, every town is a border town, because they're passing through these border counties and they're coming to your cities and your counties all across the country.
Into the U.S.
Yes.
Yeah, and a lot of that we just simply can't track. Senator, thank you for being with us and sharing your experience.
Good to be with you. Thank you.